Hello everyone, welcome you all to today's topic, that is the summary of, or we can say the story of the beautiful white horse, written by William Saroyan. So my dear student, as I told you before, please open your book and start marking it. I won't read the paragraph for you. You need to mark it in your book and then I'll begin the brief summary. So as I told you that Morad has stolen a horse from a farmer house and they went for a ride and now they are trying to hide it out. So now let's see. The first one is a glossary, that is alpha alpha. It means a flowering plant. Now Morad shuts him down by asking a counter question about who talks about stealing a horse. And Aram tried to change the question by asking him. So both are having conversation to each other. Now Aram tried to change the question by asking him, since how long was he riding the horse every morning. So here Aram is asking the question to Morad that how much time does he take or how long he was riding the horse every morning. Now Morad told him that morning was the first time, and Aram was not convinced and asked him if he was telling the truth. As we all know, this tribe is known for what? Honesty. So Morad said if anyone asked Aram, he should say that it was true. And he further added that he did not want them to be liars, but they had to say only this. Now Aram agreed and Morad walked the horse quietly towards the barn, as I told you, a large farm of a deserted vineyard. So this Morad, he's taking the horse to hide in the field, and that to be the deserted vineyard. So it belonged to a farmer named Fetvazian. You can write the name Fetvazian. Fetvazian is the farmer's name, and this vineyard, deserted vineyard, is of this man Fetvazian. So the barn had some oats and alpha we can say. So in that farm, what are the trees grown there? Some oats and flower plant, that to be alpha. They started walking home. Who? Morad told Aram. So they started walking back to home after keeping the horse in a safe place. So now the cousins, they are talking to each other. Now what they are talking? They started walking home and Morad told Aram that it was not easy to get the horse to behave nicely as it wanted to run wild at first. Obviously, after training, everyone follow certain rules, and after all, it's an animal. So here he's saying that they started walking home and Morad told Aram that it was not easy to get the horse to behave nicely as it wanted to run wild at first. So there was no training given to the horse. So at first it was running like a wild animal, or we can say running fast. So he told him again that he had a way with the horse and he would get them to do whatever he wants to. So this Morad is saying that he has trained the horse, the wild horse, and he told him again that he had a way with the horse and he could get them to do whatever he wants to. Definitely, if you train an animal, if you tame an animal, then definitely the horse or whatever domestic animal it will be, they will understand your language. Now the next paragraph, pay no attention, learn to write. My dear student, as we all know that parlor means a place where we go for cutting and all. But here the parlor, the glossary says that a sitting space in a house, right? So we can say a drawing room. Okay. Now Aram amusingly asked him how he controlled the horse, to which Morad said he has an understanding with the horse. For example, if we people have a dog, a domestic dog in our home, don't you think the dog we give the name, and when we call them or when we instruct them something, they will do it or they will follow it. Definitely, everyone follows if we keep them in a proper way, if we tame them in a proper way, or if we give certain trainings to them. So here, Aram is asking Murad how could he manage all this, and he's saying that he has an understanding with the horse. Aram asked him what sort of understanding did he have with him, to which Murad told him. So when Aram is asking Murad that what type of understanding do you have with that animal? So he's saying that a simple and honest one. So what is this simple and honest one? Aram confessed he would also like to know how to have an understanding with a horse. And Murad assured Aram by saying that he is still a small boy. He will learn when he will be 13. And Aram went home and ate breakfast. And that day his uncle Khosrow visited his house for coffee. Whose house? Aram's house. So anyhow, Murad told Aram that he has a quite good understanding between the horse and him, and he tried to distract him by saying that, my dear brother, you are very small right now to understand the understanding between an animal and yourself. So when you will be 13, you will definitely have an understanding, and you will understand at that time. And after all, Aram got convinced, and then he went back to the home and he ate breakfast, and Khosrow uncle visited Aram's house. And he visited his house for coffee and cigarettes. So he sat in the parlor and was remembering the old country when a person came to visit him. So Khosrow came to Aram's house for coffee and cigarette, and there he started remembering an old country where he came across a person. He's talking about a person, right? So he's thinking about a person, and do you know who is that person? He was John Byrow, a farmer who learned to speak Armenian because of loneliness. So this man, John Byrow, he's a farmer, and see, the person from whom Murad had stolen the horse, he is one of his uncle's friend. So for the sake of livelihood, this man, he learned the Armenian language because he was lonely, because he was alone. And his mother bought Byro some coffee and tobacco. So what this Byro's mother did, she brought some coffee and tobacco. He sipped and smoked. So he's trying to sip means he's sipping the coffee, and smoke means about the tobacco. So here the mother has brought it and gave it to John. Now let us move to the next. So it will with farmers. So about his missing white horse who was stolen last month. So this man, this uncle, is sharing Aram that his friend, this who by John, he's saying about John that John has lost his white horse who was stolen last month and is not able to find it. And Khosrow roared again that it's no harm, and shouted that why he was crying over a lost horse when they had lost their homeland. So this Khosrow, see this person, he said to Aram that he told John that why are you so shouting and crying for a lost animal, right? And that may be all right for you, a city dweller, to say, John. Byrow said, but what of my surrey? What good is a surrey without a horse? Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khosrow wrote. So here this Aram is narrating everything. He's trying to say us that how the conversation goes on between this Khosrow and John, and Khosrow is saying don't pay attention to it, and Byrow is saying that how can a surrey will be without a horse. So Khosrow, as usual, he says that pay no attention to it. I walked 10 miles to get here, John Byro said. So John is saying Khosrow, when Khosrow said that, why to worry? It left its house. Leave it. Don't think about it. But Byro says that I walked 10 miles to get here. You have legs, my uncle Khosrow shouted. To whom? Byro. My left leg pains me, the farmer said. So here Khosrow is saying that why you are crying, why you are shouting, why you are saying that you walked 10 miles to get here, to get the horse. But here Khosrow is again saying to the man that you have your own legs. And the man is saying that my left leg pains me, the farmer said. Pay no attention to it. Again, Khosrow roared, means in a loud tone. That horse cost me $60, the farmer said. So the farmer John is saying to Khosrow that do you know the cost of this horse? The horse cost me $60. I spit on money, my uncle Khosrow said. How foolish man this is. He's saying that I spit on money. And he got up and stalked out of the house, slamming the screen door, my mother explained. So what happened? Khosrow left the house, right? Because he's not trying to understand the pain what Byro is facing now, right? Even though they are having conversation between both of them, but still Khosrow is always saying the same sentence that pay no attention to it. How can a person forget the animal which he have tamed in the house? Now let us move to the next paragraph. Now John is saying to Khosrow that he would not bother as he lives in a city, but his country was of no good without horse. And Khosrow shouted that he must not pay any attention to it. John told him that he walked down 10 miles to come here, and uncle shouted that he has legs, to which John said his left leg hurt. And Khosrow again tried to shut him down by saying that he should not pay attention to it, and John shared that the horse cost him $60, and uncle said he would spit on the money, after which John got up and went away, slamming the door. It's the owner who left the room. Definitely a honor if he or she is sharing his problem to you, and if you are saying opposite to that, then definitely whoever it may be, or he may be or she may be, definitely she or he will left you and move from that place, because he is not finding any solution to his problem. So what's the need to hear someone who is always repeatedly saying that pay no attention to it? Now Khosrow said he would spit on the money, after which John got up and went away, slamming the door. Adam's mother told him that John had a gentle heart, as he was homesick and he was such a large man. So Adam went to Murad. He was sitting under a peach tree talking to a robin bird. He was preparing the wing that was hurt. And Adam told him about John and how he visited their house and he wanted his horse. And Adam asked him not to return the horse until he learns to ride it. See this little boy, what he's saying to Murad, that until and unless you learn to ride the horse, don't return it to John. Is it good? See how this small little stupid boy is saying to Murad. He's explaining the entire scenario, that how John came to visit uncle and what was their conversation and what was the cost of the horse and what he came for in search of. He's trying to explain the entire scenario to Murad. and he's adding his own opinion. Who? Adam, that my dear Murad, don't give the horse back until and unless you learn to ride. Do you think it's genuine? Do you think it's correct? Stealing someone's property and making use of it, and then you're giving it back? Is it humanity that we have inside our heart? No, my dear student. Never ever do this kind of things, because it's not good at all. It's not the criteria of a honest tribe, which we have already read that this both the cousin, they belong to such a tribe that they are known for their honesty. But what they are doing, they are doing opposite things, right? So it's not good at all. Someone is hurt and you are making use of it. Now, so the next day, Murad wished him good morning, and Bairo saw the horse carefully. Bairo whisked them back and asked the name of the horse. Murad said, "My heart," in Armenian language. Bairo complimented that it was a lovely name for a lovely horse. He swore that it was his horse that was stolen weeks ago. He asked if he could look on into his mouth. After looking from tooth to tooth, it said it was his horse, if he did not know his parents. He said the horse was a twin of his horse. He further said that his family is all for honesty, but the horse looks just like the one he lost. A man who is suspicious would easily believe his eyes and not his heart. He wished them and went away. So pathetic. Do you think Murad is doing a good thing? No, not at all. And we should also not do like that. Here Murad is saying or lying one after the other, and he's giving nice excuses. But the owner can understand that whose horse it is exactly, if with full dedication you keep someone with you, whether it's an animal or whether it's a dumb fellow. Murad whisked him back, and the next morning they took the horse back to John Byro's vineyard and put it in his barn. The dogs followed them around without making any sound. Murad replied they would not bark at them since he had a way with dogs. Murad put his arms around the horse, then pressed his nose into the horse's nose. He patted him, and then they went away. That same afternoon, John came to Aram's house in his surrey and showed his mother his horse that returned. He said he did not know what to think, as the horse is much stronger now with a better temper. He thanked God. Uncle Khosrow, who was in parlor again, shouted, irritated, "Quiet, man, quiet. Your horse, quiet, man, quiet. Your horse has been returned. Pay no attention to it." See how happy John is after getting his horse, and now he can realize, now he can feel that his horse is being changed a bit. And to share the happiness, he went to visit Adam's house, and he's showing mother what he has lost, what he had lost, and what he have received right now. Even for this as well, Khosrow got irritated, and he's saying, "Quiet, man, quiet. Your horse has returned. Pay no attention to it." My dear student, isn't it so beautiful story? And it's my request to everyone, please read it thoroughly, and if you have any doubt, please call me. Thank you all. Have a nice day.